Hello, welcome to the video about self, who you are without your masks. I wanted to do this today because I'm not feeling super great today. My hair is also a little bit dirty. It's filled with like beach water and sand from yesterday, evidence of a life well lived, but it's just like meh, and I'm not feeling great, and I can't really pinpoint why. And I did a bunch of stuff this morning to try to change how I was feeling, which, if there is a central theme in your recovery, it's gonna be that, the instinct to change how you're feeling. And I found myself doing it this morning in abundance, because as a fellow person with moderation issues, I obviously went hard on the healthy stuff. So like I went for a 45-minute hike instead of my usual 30 minutes. I listened to a meditation while I was hiking, and I also touched every dog that I came across, which is honestly not like unusual for me, but so I felt a certain way. I didn't like how I was feeling, so I like worked my ass off to change it. Realized what I was doing, came home. I've been sitting outside. I also have a social hangover from yesterday, which is like a whole other video, but I am depleted. My social battery is drained. So I just decided that I was gonna sit with my unpleasant feelings, see what they want, and be by myself today. And, you know, making a video and speaking to, you know, clients that aren't sitting next to me makes me feel good. So that's the intro to self, who you are without your masks. And I mentioned the recovery from a social hangover, and that is you being out in the world and wearing a mask, right? Think of the last time that you were with people. Did you feel the expectation that you had to be a certain way, act a certain way, use specific words, dress a certain way? Did you feel a pull of other people's expectations? And I know you did, because you are sensitive, because you are so sensitive that you can't stand it, right? One of the reasons why we dilute with alcohol, or make things foggy with narcotics or with weed, is we are so freaking sensitive to the environment around us, and we need to escape just a little bit, so or a lot of bit. So think of the last time that you were around people, and whether or not you felt like yourself. Part of your recovery journey is that you're not diluting anymore. And these really real parts of you are gonna come to the surface. And some of them you're gonna want to not entertain. Okay, for example, what I was doing this morning. I'd been having a string of pretty happy, upbeat days, and today I didn't. And whatever is coming up, I have to give it the opportunity. That is a part of me, and I must honor that part of me. So instead of distracting myself, which, listen, I'm not sitting here just like staring at the trees, like I'm doing some schoolwork, making this video, but it's all my own energy. It's living up to my expectations, adjusting my expectations in this moment because I can. This is really similar to if any of you out there have done any traveling by yourself, or gone to a movie by yourself, or gone to dinner by yourself, or even taken a walk around town by yourself. The things that come up, the directions, literally the directions that you go, that is you, with no mask, no adjusting your trajectory to accommodate other people, or what your perceptions are of what other people need from you or need you to be. That is who you are. The path that you take to go get your coffee is a path that you've chosen. Sure, sidewalks have been put in place, traffic stops, whatever. Can't get lost in those details. That is your true self, and sitting with your true self, however uncomfortable it may be, is going to be an important part of your recovery process. Sitting with your discomfort and not doing anything about it. Think of it this way: when you are feeling relaxed or happy, do you think, I should change this? I'm feeling a little too happy. I should probably, stick a wrench in the spokes. That's not a real phrase, I don't think, but you know what I mean? Subconsciously, you might be feeling too great, and you're like, this is unusual, and I don't understand this. I must ruin it now, right? But in the moment, you're not consciously thinking, I'm feeling too great. I don't like it. I'm going to change it. Okay? You need to have that same respect for when you're feeling unpleasant. I'm not quite enjoying how I'm feeling today, but I am done with the days of changing myself. And I know how counterintuitive that sounds, but your desire to change yourself in a moment, okay, by putting chemicals into your system, no judgment, I'm still a smoker, no judgment. But that desire to change yourself in a moment is going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you stuck in active addiction. It's going to keep you stuck in active substance use. It's going to keep you in this cycle of, I don't like this part of me, I will change it. Okay? And again, I can hear you arguing. I can't explain it, but I'm having these arguments come up in my head, which means you probably are too. But Kinga, what if I don't like my body, so I want to change it? Yes, great. Cool. Good. Go for a run. Eat better. Whatever. It is in the name of self-love. It is in the name of self-care. Self-love. Self-care. Okay? Sit with your uncomfortable feelings. Call a friend. I feel like shit today. I don't know why, but I want to scream. I want to cry. I want to yell at children. Whatever. Again, no judgment. Call a friend only for the reason of venting. Do not go into anything with the motivation that this part of you is bad and needs to be changed. Okay? Have you ever had like a plan or a direction that you're moving in, and you feel all right about it? You know, you've made some educated plans, and someone comes and course corrects you? Anything. You're making dinner. Your partner's like, you should check on that steak. You're like, the steak is fine. That immediate gut reaction, that trigger, that anger, the annoyance, the frustration, that is your self-worth. That is your self-worth saying, I can't fucking do anything right. I fuck everything up. I knew I was a fuck up. I can't even fucking cook. Okay? Because of the infinite amount of reactions that you could have had to someone swooping in and course correcting you, the reaction that yourself settled on was, I suck, I'm bad, I'm a fuck up. Okay? Which means yourself needs loving. Okay? That part of yourself that thinks you're a fuck up, that thinks that you can't even cook a freaking steak. I don't know why I used steak. I never eat steak, and I certainly have never cooked it, but for the purposes of this video, it's steak. That part of you that immediately jumps to, I'm a fuck up, also fuck you, that part of you needs loving. That part of yourself needs you to sit with it, to chill with it, to say, they're there. You're not a fuck up, right? Maybe this person likes their steak bloody. Maybe this person has control issues. Maybe this person is a perfectionist. Like, the fact that in that moment we can make something about ourselves is one thing, but the fact that we make it a reflection that we are bad or that we're not doing something right, properly, correctly, that needs to be looked at. That is a part of yourself that needs some loving. Someone course correcting you, someone correcting anything that you're doing, answer me this. Is there even the slightest possibility that that has nothing to do with you? Just the slightest this is like, because I can hear you being like, nah. Just the slightest possibility that someone interfering in something you're doing has nothing to do with you. Correct. The answer is yes. Sit with you. Sit with you. Don't change your self, capital S, that self that lives in here, that rarely gets to come out. So when it does get a chance to come out, you better fucking give it some attention, give it some loving. Acknowledge yourself, sit with yourself. Don't change yourself in that moment. Okay? That part of you has something to say. That part of you needs some airtime. And after years of dilution and fogginess, you owe yourself some attention, some acknowledgement, some loving. I love you. I hope that makes sense. Talk to you soon.